Okay, Judy, now we're going to work on the second half of This Land Is Your Land with those eighth notes and the walking notes and the pinches and stuff. So the third line there is the G chord is the same. That measure is exactly the same as when you start the song off, okay? But one thing I want to do is grab those pickup notes from the measure before it, the end of second line, and I want you to work on this little thing when you're going up from the D, E, F sharp, and then second finger goes down to low G to make yourself kind of get used to that. I call it the spider just because it's kind of it's like walking around, but it's hinging on the pinky playing here and your middle finger jumping to the G. It should help you get to that G chord faster, and then just drop the high notes. That's it, and that's really just to work on it for speed purposes. We're just asking a lot of our middle finger by going from the second finger E to the third fret G on that low string. Just a speed exercise. So that's the same as the beginning, okay? Then you go on, here's a little walk down, to the D chord. And you're just going to hold it out. Nothing crazy there, just play through the D, A, on the D chord, okay? So that gets you through the first little part there. That's the coming out of the last measure of the second line. You've got that brings us to the next tricky part. We were playing an F sharp. We were going and then going to an A chord on that last line, first measure. But it needs some sort of harmonic reference, and even though it's an A chord, I really want I want to hear a D because there's an F sharp. I want to hear a D, and if the F sharp is being played, the open D is on the same string. So what I'm going to do is play the D on the fifth string. So we know that this is A relative to capo. A, B, C, C sharp, D is the fifth fret. Those notes are the same. Fifth fret on the fifth string is the same as the open fourth string. So, in order to get that note ringing with the F sharp, let's put our second finger on F sharp, fourth fret of the fourth string, and drop our third finger on the fifth fret of the fifth string, and you got these two notes. Nice and pretty, okay? It should look familiar. It should look like a C chord moved up 2 frets, okay? But we just don't need our first finger. So you got an F sharp and a D, and what you're going to do is you still got eighth notes. You're going to pinch these, and then you're going to separate the notes for eighth notes. So you pinch, and then you're going to go index, thumb, index. Okay? Pinch, index, thumb, index. And that gets you through those first 2 beats. Then we go to an A chord. Separate the A, E, and that gets you through that measure. Tricky part is being up here and coming into it and out of it. So first we'll do exactly what we just did and keep going to the A chord. Pinch, index, thumb, index, A chord. Again, we're going to pinch, index, thumb, index, A chord. But now let's go from the D chord before it. Okay, the end of the third line. D, A, D, A. Now quickly, second and third finger jump up to the fourth and fifth fret. Pinch, index, thumb, index, A chord. Okay, again from the D chord before it. Fast as you can, second and third finger go to the fourth and fifth fret. Index, thumb, index, A chord. Okay, I would work on that over and over and over again until it feels good. The tricky thing is just making sure your second and third finger go where they need to be as fast as you can. There's really no trick to it except for just doing it. So work on coming out of the D and into these 2 fingers going here and then back to the A. That's what I would do. And the ending is easy. It's a D chord. You're going to separate the bass notes first and then pinch the D chord with the D in the bass. Okay, one more time is pinch. And we'll do a nice retard on the end there. It'll probably sound something like but for now, just kind of get used to playing with it in tempo. So let's hear the second half, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and walk up on and of 3. Okay, and that puts us coming into the last half of the song. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Let me do it one more time, a little slower, I think. 1, 2, 3. Nice, Dean. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one thing I can think of as being a little tricky is if you can hear me playing that staccato last eighth note and the D chord going before he gets to the last line. I'm going and getting off as fast as I can to go here. So you might want to try that. Just don't feel like you need to hold those notes down because you're going to need that time to come here. All right, that puts you through the second half of the song. Let's go ahead and do the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3. That's the song. Alright, I'm sorry about it not having audio before. Hopefully it does now. But I'd like to do it one more time, a little slower for you, so you have it. And yeah, that'll be the lesson. One last time, a little slower. 1, 2, 3. Not convinced that was all that slow, but hopefully that'll do the trick for you. Let me know if you need anything. Feel free to give me any questions that I can address before I send you the next video for next week. Have a good one.